Alright, so as you can see, I have Fish Hell right here. I looked at the schematics. It's pretty much Crazed Fish, Croc, Super Metal Hippo on base hit, and an Assassin Bear if it takes too long. Those are the 4 units. So what we are going to be doing for beating this stage is Lunasia. Um, Hopefully level 25 Lunasia gets the job done. Really, she should get the job done. She is strong versus traitless. Of course, she doesn't do anything special against metal, but that is going to be okay. We should have no problem beating this stage, hopefully. At least it's not a no continue, so I just will force quit to get it done. We don't need rover for this. We probably don't need dragon. I'm gonna bring holy bulk. So this is what we are going to have. For me, Chills, my newly acquired little wall, will do the job. Unfortunately, I still haven't gotten Little Cat. I think Little Cat is pretty good for the purposes of meat shielding, and even better when true formed. Though we are a long way away from that. Anyway, for meat shields, good old Major Space Cat, Death's Daughter Lunasia, Holy Bulk, and Crazed Bahamut. And now, from these, the specials are level 20, so this might be a bit of a problem. As you can see, for now, level 20 is my cap, because I am at 1100 using rank. So it's gonna take a bit longer for me to get them to level 25, but hopefully level 25 Lunasia gets the job done. Like, what I'm hoping here is that the ability of having an Epic Fest Blue Eyes Hoover is what carries me. When I drafted her through my first Platinum ticket, I very much chose her because she was traitless targeting, right? But on top of being traitless targeting, she is also anti-floating, which is going to come up and has already come up quite a bit into the future. Chapter 1, floating. Chapter 2, floating. Chapter 3, floating. Cats of the Cosmos 1, floating. Cats of the Cosmos 2, traitless. Cats of the Cosmos 3, traitless. It doesn't really matter a lot for filibuster, but filibuster is floating. So there is plenty of enemies in this game, high-profile enemies that are floating. Bahamut Talents, floating. Also, Bahamut Talents explosion, and she's immune to explosions. But that will be for a long way. Like, I still haven't even gotten Bahamut Talents in my non-content account. I'm still working on that, but hopefully with Lunasia, when we get there, it's gonna be a lot easier. You know, I'm gonna boost her to 40 as soon as I can do that. Anyway, enough yapping. Let's get into the action. I think that this stage is gonna be one where I will benefit from bringing these. Maybe a sniper, but I'm not sure about that. I would like to believe this gets the job done. Come on. I'm not sure. Haven't tried it. Ooh, you know what? I messed up my unit placement in my... Messed up my unit placement here. Because what I want is... that's fine. But I want the 75s before the 150s, and I want Little Wall to be the one that I spawn the least, because it is too expensive and it is not tanky at all. At least Wallcat has a bit of a semblance of tankiness. Okay, so the plan is gonna be the following. We're gonna do the same thing that I was just about to do. and we are going to stall for Lunasia, and then we spawn Lunasia, and hopefully Lunasia gets the job done. Um, I don't have to spawn Major Space Cat until I want to hit the base. Um, I'm starting to think that this would be a lot easier if I had brought an area attacker to get rid of the crocs. Can I... Okay, I can't. I have to resist the temptation of spawning Volk, so I can spawn Lunasia now. I'm gonna lose the bulk, but it's fine. Okay, we can turn on CPU now, hopefully. Man, she is such a suicidal unit. In my non-content Battlecats account, I have talents for Lunasi or for Bulk, and she is not nearly as good as Bahamut is. Let me lower the volume a little bit so I can give you some commentary. All right, here goes nothing. I got a crit? Or did the fish crit something? Okay, there we go, one crit on Super Metal Hippo. Two crits? I think I need like 8 because it's level 25. Whew, okay, this stage seems to be really easy. But then again, I have Lunasia. The average game experience for people that do not sit track is not going to be having a festover for dealing with the anti-traitless. But this game has so much anti-traitless, or like has so many really, really ridiculous traitless enemies that the least painful way to go through the game really is to get an anti-traitless as soon as you can. You know, the wonders of seed tracking. The game does offer you non-gacha anti-traitless, but they come so much later in progression. Like, I'm thinking Jagando here, for example. I know there's more, and that gets the job done. I don't think that was 7 crits. That felt more like 4 crits. Gotta check the DPS on Major Space Cat, but this guy definitely outperformed my expectatives, my expectations. I got 2 Lunasia, I think. Yeah, like with 2 Lunasia, there is no way that they were ever beating me. With 1 Lunasia, like Lunasia is so powerful. What a crazy unit. She is very much underrated, I think. And yeah, there's not much else to say. We're just waiting for Cat CPU to finish getting the job done. Though this wave of fish may actually push me back. Ooh, okay, I really thought that Lunasia was gonna die there when she was tanking the fish. But she's too strong. I told you, this strong against straightless thing is kind of busted. Maybe I should have brought, instead of bringing Little Wall, I should have brought Brainwash Stacks. Because Brainwash Stacks is also quite tanky against these fish. Though maybe I would have been disappointed by Brainwash Stacks and they would and Brainwash Stacks would have been one shot by Crazed Fish. Regardless, we got it done, so there was no need to make any changes or corrections to the loadout. the wonders of cat CPU. I think using items is perfectly legit when it comes to unlocking the crazed cats. I think using continues, only one, however, the free one that you get from the ad, that is legit for the purpose of unlocking crazed cats. Paying for continues with cat food is super duper not worth it, but continues with ads, that is worth it. In fact, you could even adapt that into the strategy of a level clear. Like as I already said earlier in another video, in order for me to beat Floating Continent in Chapter 2 of Into the Future with level 20s and level 25s, I used that continue very tactically. Like I knew I was not gonna be able to kill the boar, not even with Magica Cat, the way that I did with the first boar. So what I did was just deal as much damage as possible to the boar, have it kill me, and then hit the continue with the ad, which wouldn't really have been necessary with level 30s or with you know Fisherman, Castaway Cat. But I don't have those, so we have to make do with what we have. And what we have is ads that let you continue a stage and Lunasia. I kind of wish my first tuber had also hit aliens, but maybe that's too much to ask for. Um, Regardless, this was a very successful acquisition of very important, very powerful unit that we're going to instantly level up to 20. Um, get over here, Crazed Fish. Yeah, if you were wondering why I was not spending that experience on the rares, is because the Crazeds are quite expensive. Yeah, strong against red enemies, might perform crits, crazy stats for a unit the price of Crazed Whale. It is incredibly cost efficient. It is magical, amazing unit. Already have enough for 2 rolls in Kimetsu no Yaiba. I know what I will get. I will make a video about that shortly. I'll make a video about that when the time comes to roll. And the time's not yet there because we do not have guaranteed. Yeah, we don't have a guaranteed, but when we have the guaranteed, I'll let you know what I get. I'll show you what I'll get. Um, there is a very funny guy here. Like I kind of want this guy more than I want the Ubers, just because it's a limited super rare. I don't think I'm gonna get this guy. Like I'll get I think Tanjiro, Nezuko, and Zenitsu, right? Um, I want these three. But this guy, there's no guaranteed for a super rare, so it's funnily enough harder to get than the Ubers. But anyway, more to come at a later date, which is probably going to be tomorrow. I'll probably record some more tomorrow, and streams soon, very soon, very soon. Very soon we will be able to start progressing through the rest of the early game on stream. With that being said, thank you for watching and see you around.